Ladies and gentlemen, in the history of warfare, one of the most deadly units to touch the battlefield was the pikemen. Now, not only did these pikes reach of lengths of the size of men so no one could get near these units, but also, let me tell you, these blades on the front were sharper than anything known to man at the time. These things could slice someone's arm by just touching it. And now we're going to see how lethal they are in Total War. So what's going on, guys? Rapid plays here. And here we go. We are seeing the first volleys go into these poor pikemen. And guys, that is the way to kill pikemen in Total War, is to use anything missile-wise. If you can throw javelins at them, if you can use archer ammo, anything will butcher pikemen units. Or, as you can see what's happening here, flanking them from the side will be able to butcher pikemen units. So, of course, you're starting to see the general move over there to help support his men. But ladies and gentlemen, look at this. The pikemen are setting up, and just as they start to set up, big javelin throws go into these units, and it is starting to absolutely mince these units. This unit's bugging out a little bit here. But up here in the front, this is where we are going to truly be able to see how good pikemen are. And guys, look at this. This unit hasn't even lost a man yet, and yet it is killing this unit. It has gotten 10 kills combined so far. Look at this. This unit's all the way down to 98 men. They're not even getting close to the pikes. They're having to stay at this really awkward length because the pikes are just jabbing them as they try to get close, punching through that armor, and in turn picking up a lot of kills. But over here, you're starting to see the one vulnerability to pikemen is their flank. If you can hit these guys on the flank, they are going to crumble hard. So the general is making his way over, and that is a unit of Royal Spartans. Very, very, very good looking men. But what we really want to see here is the lethality of the pikes. And as you can see up front here, piles of dead barbarians are starting to line up, but you are starting to see a few dead pikemen. This unit, for instance, is down to 106 of 120. So, yes, pikemen can be beat. Definitely not the smartest to charge them head on, obviously. If you charge them head on, you're pretty much asking for death. But, yeah, like I was saying before, these guys can just hold forever in Total War and everything. In real life, I know that they were just as deadly. I'm sure you guys that are watching this may know a little bit more about them than I do. But from at least what I understand, pikes were extremely deadly, used in the real world as well. I mean, look at this line here. I mean, come on. That is just a beautiful, beautiful line of pikes. Oh, yeah, look at that. This guy's throwing in a headbutt down here. Got the tiny Spartan shield, and he's dead. But yeah, as you see, look at this. This unit's down to, what is this? 58 men currently because they got attacked in the side. And look at the amount of dead Spartans laying here. So, of course, that is another way that you can beat Spartans. But going back to the lethality of these Spartans, if we highlight some of these units here, let's see here. This unit is at 106 men. The units opposing them are down to 70 already. This unit's down to 65 to 107, 69 to 107, 105 to 170, 115 to 36, 107 to 59. I mean, just look at the amount of dead bodies that are piled up in front of some of these pike units. I mean, it is honestly crazy. And look at this. This general unit, an Oathsworn unit, can't even break through these with ease. Oh, just as I say that, that dude gets absolutely mashed over there. But yeah, as you see, look at that. These pikes are just keeping them at arm's length, just jabbing out their pikes every now and then to pick up a few kills. And they're just sat back here, living life, jabbing away at these units. And I mean, that's exactly what pikes were good for. Just sit back and jab, 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 jab. And over here, look, you can see it again. A little bit of a flank attack here on this unit of Spartan pikemen, down to 52 men. So yeah, definitely extremely lethal, but they do have their flaws. But this video is about lethality. I've already said it once. And look at this. It is carnage up front here. There is not a single pikeman unit that doesn't have just a pile of bodies laying out front of it. I mean, look at this. It is gross, the amount of kills that these guys are picking up right now. And that is pretty much it, guys, for Rome 2. The Rome 2 pikes are extremely good. These are Spartan pikemen too, so you know they're going to be very, very, very good. And next game we're going to move over to is Attila. Now, Attila doesn't have the best selection of pikemen, so we worked with what we had there. They do have pikemen in Attila, but it's not quite the same as Rome 2. I don't know if just because of the time period of Attila, they just weren't quite all pikemen just weren't quite up to date yet. Like it was probably a pretty new military tactic if I had to guess, but I'm not for sure. But yeah, look at this, just massacring these units as they get close here. And this unit's charging back in, and look at that, can't even get close, just stumped again by those very, very, very long pole arms. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for Rome 2. So in the waning stage of this take 3 in the waning stages of this battle. If you guys have enjoyed this video so far, make sure to go down below, hit that like and subscribe button. We are almost at 400 subs, so thank you guys all for that. And let's go hop over and do Attila and see how good that replay is. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, looking at Total War Attila pikes. Now these pikes aren't quite as good. They are Nordic pikemen, and they are tier 2 light pike infantry. Yes, they are still extremely deadly because they are pikes, but nor are they just good as armored, and are they as good as those Spartan pikemen. As you can see by the balance of power as well, it's greatly in favor of the enemy. And going against them today, we do have some herdmen, which is decent melee infantry here. No javelin capabilities, so they will be charging head in to these pikemen, and let's see if they have the same effects as those Roman or Spartan pikemen that was in Rome 2. And look at that, kept at arm's length fairly well here. Not many of them breaching that pike line, but as you can see, they are very quickly moving into that pike line, being able to get through those pikes here. Even some of the back rows are having to use their pikes, and now you're starting to see these herdmen getting close and cutting down these pikemen here. The pike wall is falling relatively easily right now. You're not seeing the same line being kept outside of that pike range that we saw in Rome 2, and many of these pikes are starting to take heavy casualties throughout here. As you can see, many of these guys are just easily up in the faces of these pikemen, which is resulting in a lot of them being killed. And as you can see over here on the flank, some of them are getting into the fight, but mainly in the places where they're doing the head-on fighting here, it is not going well for them. If we look at the unit count, this unit is down to 106, only picking up 10 kills so far, but now we're starting to see these flanking units get into the fight a little bit more. The units where the infantry didn't charge are now turning their flanks and are pushing forward just a little bit to try to help out. This unit is down to 106, picking up 24 kills, so they are holding their own a little bit in some areas, but in other areas they're definitely not. Like this one here, herdmen down to only 114 men, and they have killed, what is that, 26 pikemen so far, and they have only lost just a couple. So things are not really going the best for the pikemen in this battle. Rome 2 pikemen are definitely proving their worth a lot better than these Attila pikemen are, but who knows, these Attila pikemen could turn it around here relatively soon, and especially with these flanking pikemen pushing up and jabbing these men here in the sides, picking up a little bit of damage. But now let's see here on the flanks where the one-on-one action is going on. These Nordic pikemen down to 91 with 26 kills, these herdmen down to 91 with 31 kills, so it's pretty much even on both sides here. Up here at the top, it is not quite the same. This unit of herdmen is down to 107, but with 40 kills on these pikemen here. The pikemen are trying their best to hold, but their pikes are doing nothing, and these herdmen are pushing the pikes out of the way, are just walking straight into the pike lines and getting kills. I mean, it is turning into a bloodbath here in the middle for these pikemen. They are fighting to the death, but it is just that for them right now. It is death. These herdmen down to 99 men. These pikemen down to 78. Things are not really looking the best for these pikemen by any means in Attila so far. But these flankers are starting to do a little bit of damage. You're starting to see a few more men drop dead here. So who knows, this battle could still turn on its head. We still have 6.5 minutes of good hearty fighting here. and they are going to be getting in the fight. I do have the general sitting back here. I will not use him until we start to see units breaking, and we are starting to see quite a few units wavering and breaking, so the general will start to be used here soon, and there he goes. I do that to try to keep the integrity of the video, try to keep it just pikemen only, but yeah. Here you go, jabbing. And I also will use generals if the flanks are starting to become really bad, like the AI is really starting to push units around, like we saw last video with the Royal Spartans. And now this video I'm doing it because, as you can see over here, this they started to do it a little bit, but nothing bad. It's just mainly because most of these units are starting to waver and break, which is why I started to move those guys out. And up here, oh, you're seeing it. These guys had their sides turned to try to help this unit down here. Now they're getting attacked from up above from those herdmen. So that unit will more than likely end up getting slaughtered. Now you're starting to see these pikemen trying to turn their flanks to keep these guys at pike range. What was that? Oh, that was the axes from the general. Just saw a bunch of blood pop up there. But yeah, these pikemen are still doing what they were doing before, just kind of trying their best to walk these enemies down, keeping them at pike length. But yet again, look at this, just how easily they walk through those pikes and are already fighting these Vikings up close and personal here. And these, I don't know, these pikes just weren't really that overwhelming for me for Attila. Not to say that they were bad or anything, because they still did what pikes were supposed to do, which is just kind of jab a little bit here and there, pick up some kills, but it's just not quite as powerful as Rome 2 so far. Yes, I know we use Spartan pikemen in Rome 2, and these are Nordic light pikemen, but I don't know, I just would have maybe expected more. And I guess you could say pikemen could be used to only take down cav, or pikemen should be really used to just cut down cav, but at the same time, that would mean pikemen would be very, very, how would you put that? Very cornered in what they could be used for, and they'd be very, you'd really have to use them in specific scenarios, and pikemen would be more used for a lot more diverse things in Rome 2. So, I don't know, just for me at least, these pikemen seem pretty underwhelming. We're starting to see a mass break of the pikemen here, and yeah. Pretty much all that's left is a general, so we'll put it in 2x speed here. And yeah, so in Rome 2, I would say that the lethality of pikemen is 100%. They are super lethal. They can hold their own as long as they are supported by archers, so they are not getting skirmished down. I think Rome 2 pikemen could hold forever. Those guys are going to be one of the hardest things to break through, especially if they are Spartan pikemen. Oh man, our words harder right now. But yeah, these guys did an excellent job here. They pick up, let's see here, pick up just over 1,000 kills, which is not bad by any means. Especially on a unit like the herdmen, which I know the herdmen aren't the best infantry by any means, but they are also pretty well armored, and yeah, they're very medium tier infantry. And ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, we're gonna put this thing in 2x speed here for the end of this video, because pretty much all that's left is these 2 units of pikemen, which we will zoom in here and watch them slowly get dissolved here by these herdmen. And yeah, so with that being said, guys, as I said before, thank you guys so much for watching. We're really close to 400 subs, so make sure you guys go down below, hit that like and subscribe button. We're trying to grow a community here based around strategy games, not just one strategy game. So if you guys want to see different strategy games in the future too, let me know in the comment section. I play a variety of different games. As you guys can tell, when I stream whatever I want. It could be anywhere from Total War to Hoi 4 to Rocket League to Fortnite. I'm everywhere. This is kind of an everything channel here. Most of my uploads do come from strategy games though, so if you guys want to see some different ones in the future, let me know in the comment section down below. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching, and of course I will see you all next time. Peace.